Today I'm going to be reviewing new for 2020 GCI that just opened up in SeaWorld San Antonio in San Antonio, Texas. This is Texas Stingray. This is a fantastic GCI. It's actually my favorite out of the multiple I've ridden. Mystic Timbers, Thunderhead, Lightning Racer, Invader, Roar, Wildcat. Out of all those, this is my favorite GCI. My advice is to ride this in the back, as most GCIs are back row rides in my opinion, all the ones I've ridden at least. I'm typically a back row rider for most coasters, but in particular GCIs and wooden coasters, you usually get whipped around good in the back. You will feel the speed more in the front, and you will get some good airtime in the front. This isn't a ride where a front and back row ride are night and day or anything like that, but of course for me, I think a back row ride just produces a little bit more airtime. I did not get a night ride on this, for I was there on a quick little trip to Texas, and I was not able to get a night ride on this attraction, but I would not imagine it would be too much better since this ride does not utilize the terrain well, so it doesn't go out into the woods or anything like that. This ride stays low to the ground. It stays close to the station. You're just in a flat plot of land, so there is no going out into the woods, so I can't imagine a night ride would be that much better. It might be better, but probably not that much better. Let's talk about the layout of this ride. The first drop is fantastic. If you're sitting in the back in particular, you're going to get a great pop of ejector airtime. It flings you over that first drop. I really like that. It's not those curved drops that GCI normally do, which, those are fun in their own little way, but this one is a straight down drop, and I love it. It's a really good drop. It goes through a series of overbank turns, and these overbank turns almost act as airtime hills. They go up, so you're kind of banking and you're inclining at the same time. So you're going up and you're getting a pop of airtime, and then you're banking. So it's really unique. They said that they were trying to almost imitate the path of his Stingray, where it would kind of like, where they kind of twist and turn like that, like the bank turns do. So these aren't flat bank turns. These are bank turns that actually ascent, and they actually act almost as airtime hills. So that's really awesome and really unique. The second half is really where this ride shines. It is a solid ejector airtime moment. So I would say the first half is good. The first half is, like I said, is a big swooping bank turn airtime hills. And then the second half is really the low to the ground pops of airtime, and that's really where the ride shines. They actually have a tunnel on this ride and a little support beam that act as near miss elements. So while riding, I didn't even really notice this until I rode it a couple of times, but the tunnel itself really does make you think you're going to hit it. I mean, you're almost like ducking, and then there's like a little support beam on one of the airtime moments where it's almost like you're going to get your head chopped off. It's a head chopper element, and it was really, really surprised me. I hadn't really figured that out until later on in the ride, and I was riding it. I'm like, wait a second, there's a support beam that looks like we're about to hit it. I don't know if they intentionally did that or if it was just, supposed to be like going under the structure and that just happened to happen. But it was really cool, and I really liked that. I don't know if it was as intentional as like the keyhole elements on Gatekeeper, but it is a great little head chopper they have on that ride. There is no theming to this attraction. That is the one bummer about this ride. You think with SeaWorld parks, they do usually a pretty solid job at theming, but there is no theming. It is a very clean, presentable ride. They have nice paving. They have nice landscaping around the ride, but there is no theming. They have a turtle exhibit across from the ride, but that's about as much theming you're going to get from this roller coaster. Like I stated before, this is my favorite GCI roller coaster. I just think that the combination of swooping bank turns and then low to the ground ejector moments all add together to make my favorite GCI. I love Mystic Timbers. I love that it's an airtime machine, but I think that this combines overbanks and intensity and some great airtime moments, and really combines to form this great attraction that SeaWorld San Antonio should be happy to have. Anyone that's gone to SeaWorld San Antonio, I think this is going to be the best ride in the park for you. Steel Eel is also a great attraction. The other coasters are great too. Great White and Wave Breaker, they're all fun rides, but I definitely think the highlight of this park is now Texas Stingray. I was lucky to get there on a day when it was not packed, when there was not a lot of people there, so I got to ride this over and over and over again. But I would suspect summer days this ride's going to get the biggest line in the park. They built a big queue for this. I'm sure they're expecting big crowds. So get down to SeaWorld San Antonio, Texas, and check out this ride. For the final score, I'm going to give Texas Stingray a 9.5 out of 10. It's my favorite GCI I've ridden to date, and the only reason I'm not giving it a perfect score is because I would like there to be more airtime. There's good airtime, there's solid airtime, but with GCIs, normally, their rides are normally based around airtime, and like I said, this one kind of combines more bank turns with the airtime, and while I do love that, I would have liked just a little bit more airtime, just a little tiny bit, and I think they could have fit in a couple more airtime moments. There are a couple of moments where you're just kind of swooping around, and you could have had some more airtime hills, on the ride. Other than that, though, again, this ride's perfect. I don't think anything needs to be changed for this ride. Obviously, if you're having to add on elements, like I'm saying, add on some more airtime hills, the ride's great. I'm not saying that anything that's currently there is bad. I'm just saying I would have liked to see a little bit more airtime on this attraction. So 9.5 out of 10. This is a great ride at SeaWorld San Antonio. Thank you guys all so much for watching this review, and I'll see you guys all next time.